the crimson laugh. The night air hung thick with tension as rain pelted the cracked streets of Gotham. Batman crouched on the edge of a weathered rooftop, his cape billowing like a dark wing against the city's fractured skyline. Commissioner Gordon's encrypted message had been clear. The Joker had escaped Arkham Asylum. Again. 3 days of silence had preceded this moment. Never a good sign when it came to the clown prince of crime. Batman's cowl scanned the streets below, infrared and thermal imaging cutting through the misty darkness. Something was wrong. Too quiet, too clean. A sudden burst of static crackled through his communication system. A familiar, maniacal laugh pierced the evening stillness. "Hello, Batsy." The Joker's voice was everywhere and nowhere, bouncing off buildings, echoing through the empty streets. Batman's muscles tensed. He knew this game. Psychological warfare was the Joker's primary weapon, more dangerous than any gun or knife. "I've got a little surprise for you, Batman," the voice continued, sing-song and dripping with malevolent glee. "A present that'll make your precious city laugh, one last time." Batman activated his comlink. "Alfred, track the signal, now." Across the city, in the Joker's abandoned warehouse, a location so obvious it had to be intentional, dozens of modified gas canisters stood in precise formation. Each one contained a new variant of Joker toxin, capable of inducing uncontrollable, fatal laughter within minutes. The trap was set. But who was truly being hunted? As Batman traversed the rooftops, his mind raced through potential scenarios. The Joker never did anything without multiple layers of twisted intention. This seemed too simple, too direct, which meant it was anything but straightforward. A sudden explosion erupted near Gotham Central Hospital, then another near the elementary school. Diversions, classic Joker tactics. "You're running out of time, Batman," the laugh echoed again, this time with a razor's edge of madness. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Batman knew he had to make a choice. Stop the toxin deployment or chase the Joker. The villain had engineered a scenario with no clear solution, precisely his style of psychological torture. Using a combination of satellite tracking and Alfred's remote analysis, Batman identified the primary toxin distribution center. He fired his grappling hook, sailing between buildings with practiced precision. The warehouse loomed ahead, a massive industrial structure that seemed to pulse with malevolent energy. As he approached, the first hint of the Joker's true plan began to crystallize. This wasn't just about destruction. This was a performance, a twisted art piece designed to break the Batman. And the final act was about to begin. As Batman crashed through the warehouse's reinforced windows, he realized too late. This was exactly what the Joker wanted. The entire warehouse was rigged. Pressure-sensitive plates beneath his feet, motion-triggered traps hanging from the ceiling, and a maze of mirrors that fractured his own reflection into 1,000 disorienting images. The Joker stood at the center, wearing a modified gas mask and holding a dead man's switch. "Welcome to my playground, Batman," he cackled, spinning around with arms spread wide. "One wrong move, and Gotham gets the punchline." Batman moved with calculated precision. Years of training allowed him to navigate the treacherous terrain, avoiding tripwires and pressure plates. The Joker danced between the mirrors, his image multiplying, laughing from every direction. "You can't stop what's already in motion," the Joker taunted. "The toxin is spreading. Some areas are already infected. Hospitals, schools, public transit, everyone's getting a taste of my special brand of humor." A small explosive detonated near Batman's foot. He rolled, using the momentum to dodge a series of razor-sharp pendulums that swung from the ceiling. The Joker's laughter grew more frenzied with each near miss. But Batman had a plan. While the Joker monologued, he'd been analyzing the warehouse's structure. The main support columns, the electrical system, the gas distribution mechanism. Each element was a potential weakness. With a precisely thrown batarang, Batman severed a critical electrical line. The mirrors flickered, then went dark. In the sudden silence, only the Joker's ragged breathing remained. "Not fair, Batman," he whined. "You're supposed to play by my rules." "There are no rules," Batman growled, his voice a low rumble that seemed to come from everywhere at once. The final confrontation was swift. Batman used the darkness, moving like a shadow, disabling traps and closing in on the Joker. A series of calculated strikes, each one precise, each one designed to incapacitate without killing. The dead man's switch fell from the Joker's hand. As dawn broke over Gotham, the Joker was in custody. The toxin deployment had been stopped, though several districts would require extensive decontamination. Gordon would later tell Batman that they'd minimized casualties to less than a dozen, a victory, however small. In the Batcave, Alfred tended to Batman's wounds. "Master Bruce, you've cut it rather close this time." Batman's response was typically sparse. "The Joker always has a backup plan, but so do I." The city would heal. The nightmare would recede. But both Batman and the Joker knew this was just another chapter in their endless, twisted dance. The laughter would return. It always did.